it's just like there's like parallels in the politics of the United States, and this guy was a anti-fascist, and he made homemade guns, because I do not believe that guns are a staple of the Japanese social life as they are here in the United States. These guns were made with some kind of barrels and had duct tape, and they were homemade guns. They were. It was a homemade weapon of some sort.
Well, I mean, you think about, staple of Japanese culture and everything was, the samurai kind of
right
thing. I mean that was obviously huge, during World War II and everything.
Right.
So I mean, either way, it's
I don't know the gun laws in Japan.
I don't either, but it's more or less. Either way, it's a sad event that this particular man was gunned down in relatively cold blood,
right?
Shot in the back.
At the same time, I mean, not saying
I'm
that.
I'm just saying that the entire world has gone crazy and lost its mind.
Right.
So that's what we're going to talk about.
I don't know where this.
Our thoughts and prayers go out to the people of Japan and his family.
I don't know where these anti-fascist type people have come from. I believe that the internet itself has either has extremized. I don't know. Is that a word? Has made more people aware of certain extremisms, and people that are unhappy with the way things are or how their life has gone are attracted to these extreme ideologies.
Let's talk about the internet, social media. I have been saying this for over it seems like 12 years. I've been saying that social media is just a toxic environment that just breeds more toxicity.
That's because people are attracted to negative things.
Why?
That's human nature.
No,
it is human nature.
It didn't used to be.
Well, people in their own lives want good things, but when they hear about other people, they look at the bad things and the negative things. Like you can be the greatest man in the world, right? You make one mistake and you do one negative thing. Everybody remembers that negative thing you did. Like, for example, like we brought it up earlier, I brought up Michael Jackson. The first thing that you thought of was the thing that he was accused of. That one negative thing.
Accused,
right?
No. I mean, yeah, but I mean,
but it is a negative thing. When you think of Michael Jackson, you don't think automatically right off the bat how great his music was.
I still think Thriller.
Right. Thriller is one of the greatest things that.
No. It was the greatest music video I think of all time.
Right. It was. It's definitely remembered to this day. But the first thing you thought of was the thing that he was accused of, not that Thriller was the greatest video that was ever created.
I don't know. We'll have to review the footage. I think I threw Thriller out there before we.
I don't know. It's possible. I don't know.
I have to double check. Not saying it, but anyway, going back to social media and the internet in general. I do agree the fact that toxicity kind of like breeds more toxicity, and then the cesspool of just angry and bitter people is so much larger.
Right.
I don't understand why people can't just put your phone down, walk away from the computer.
It's an addiction. People have an addiction to the internet. They have an addiction to seeing outrageous things. They have an addiction to posting these outrageous things, and they have an addiction to getting the reactions from people, whether negative or positive. They just want to be noticed.
So you're saying it's more or less a psychological kind of
100%
thing going on,
and the social media companies, they know this, and they want people to keep watching so that they can get money from advertisements. So they feature these things, and their algorithm pushes these things.
Yeah. Well, okay. let's move on to that. Algorithms. Why would, these particular social media companies and everything, why would they push, for, in particular, it seems like one narrative, or one more side of a narrative, versus telling everyone the whole story? Do they think that division, this is probably actually going to be the question, do they think that division actually pushes more traffic?
I'm sure it does. Everybody takes one side or the other, and the internet companies feel like one side's more right than the other, and they punish people according to their point of views. And division, and people like division too, especially when people have a great life. Like, people have never had it better in the world ever in this country than they ever have. They have everything they could possibly want and opportunities that they could possibly want. And maybe they're not happy with the way things have gone in their life in particular, but if you take a flight today and go try to live the same life you're living somewhere in Saudi Arabia or Afghanistan or any of those places, you're shit out of luck. Because first of all, you have to be able to protect yourself in those countries, especially being not from there. You're a bigger target.
Seemed like you wanted to go on a rant there,
yeah,
so I was letting you roll, and then
I'm gonna taper it down a little bit. Basically,
calm down, calm down. Well, I mean,
basically, okay. But my point that I was trying to get at is that when everything is going great, people still feel the need to find an enemy when there's no enemy to be found. They look deeper and harder, and they have these assumptions that there's this underlying threat around, and the harder they look for this threat, they can find it anywhere. They can find it everywhere. It's all around them.
Okay, well, I mean, I kind of understand your point on that, but I mean, that also raises the question: why? Why can just for once in the world everything just be fine and dandy? Why can't we all just get along?
That's not human nature.
I mean, but it should be.
I mean, shoulda, coulda, woulda. That's just not how we're built psychologically.